Hi everyone, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be excavating the official guidebook for Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness. This is the German version. I got this idea due to a video from someone called Reborn in Shadows. I'm going to link his YouTube channel down in the description because this person has been excavating some very interesting Cut the Angel of Darkness content which still has remained in the game files, and there was one video they did about a week ago, I think, where they showed something very specific, and I was like, okay, that isn't in the game, but I remember it. I remember it having read about it somewhere, and I was thinking, and then I was like, oh, my father actually bought the guidebook for Angel of Darkness, and when I was young and I was playing the game for the first time and didn't really know Tomb Raider, because I think that was actually my first Tomb Raider game, or like my first video game in general, I was actually going to this guidebook to check out some of the things in there to help me navigate. But right off the bat, I have to say this is a very bad guidebook in general. I'm going to explain why later. But yeah, and there's actually a page in here, in this German version of the guidebook at least, dedicated to what is going on in this video. Of course, there's going to be spoilers, but this game is almost 20 years old now, so either way, you can see right off the bat that there is pictures here on the back which show cut content. It's a little bleached out from the sun because this is also about like 20 years old at this point. So we see here this cut level part from the Hall of Seasons where she's doing the jump with this banner, which is one of those beta tomb videos that basically everybody knows. And that move is also still in the game, but it was cut out. Yeah, so we see that, and here at the bottom, it's where she is being chased with Curtis in the Louvre. And she's wearing her sunglasses in this picture, so yeah, it's definitely showing some cut content right off the bat. And then right in the beginning, it actually introduces us to some of the characters in the game. And we have here, of course, Lara, Curtis, and then on page 4 we have Corel, who Lara is supposed to meet in Germany technically, which is like a whole cut area. And it actually says here something about, wait. It actually says here that he's the leader of the Cabal, which... Wasn't it something called the Agency, at least in those new documents that were released by Murty Schofield? There's something about Corel also working with the Agency. Oh, no. I'm confusing this with Gunderson. Yeah, right. Gunderson is also mentioned here on the next page, and there's like a whole page dedicated to Gunderson and Ren, where we like only see Ren for 5 minutes basically in the whole game. So it's weird that he's getting a whole page. And Gunderson, Lara doesn't actually ever interact with him except for that one cutscene where he's trying to shoot her. And he is leading the Agency, another organization that was also like cut completely. I think he's also supposed to be found in the whole Germany area, or Turkey maybe, but all of that cut. And then we have the loveliest character page. We have Luther, someone who doesn't appear in the game at all. He's leading the library of the Cabal. And then we have Putai, the shaman, where we have the cutscene that was released by, oh god, who was it? Was it Peter Connelly on his official YouTube channel? Oh, I can link it down below in the description box, but there's the cutscene where Lara's talking to Putai about the whole amulet thing, and yeah, also cut out. And then there's something about Christina Boas, who also didn't get a lot of screen time. Then there's a whole page on Ludwig and the guy from the church, where I'm just like, okay, you can talk to him once, but that's it. Yeah, so they have some cut content in the character section, and then I'm actually going to pause here and just skip through the pages to find the parts that I wanted to talk about, because I did mark some down to actually discuss here. Okay, the first thing I found is the whole assignment in the Le Serpent Rouge, which you can either take on from Pierre or from Bernard. The guidebook says that you can, it doesn't matter who is giving you the assignment. When you are done, you can either give the box to Pierre or to Bernard, which doesn't matter. So basically the guidebook says you can accept Pierre's assignment, but then give the box to Bernard, which I tried it back in the day and I've tried it several times, different combinations, it's not working. But the guidebook says that. So that is one of the reasons why it's a really bad guidebook, because it also skips through a lot of things. So, I mean, like, it just shows Lara being washed up into the Louvre here, the storm drains, and then, like, on the second page, she's already at the ventilator. It doesn't even explain how she gets there and all of that. It's really weird, skipping a lot of stuff. Like, one level, even the long levels, have like 3 pages and that's it. And yeah, also with the Saint Icard Church, it just says, oh, climb up the church and there's items to pick up, but it doesn't really say like where to go, what to do. It's also one of those missable or skippable strength upgrades that's in the church when she's moving this huge block, which also the guidebook kind of skips over, and it's all really weird. The herbalist, for example, who is mentioned in the character section in the beginning, but he's just mentioned, he doesn't really have a picture or a whole page. He's missing completely, even though you can still talk to him in the version we got. But yeah, it also doesn't explain dialogue options at all, so it doesn't tell you what to say in the dialogue, at which point in time, how to talk to people. It doesn't say any of this, and it also shows really weird, like the order of the screenshots sometimes is really weird and doesn't really explain what to do. It was really confusing. And then it makes, this is the first time in the Louvre Galleries levels where it mentions this, which is the scanner for the paintings. I think it's in the same room where Lara is getting the gas mask. And later on, oh, yeah, right, I'm just going to mention this here. At the archaeological dig site, you need this. It is not in the German version of the game. This like graphic doesn't exist. It's supposed to be at the bottom of the dig site. It's not there. In the German version of the game, you need Werner's notebook, or I mean, you have Werner's notebook, but you actually need to read it. There's not a single voice line. Also, the guidebook doesn't say read the notebook. There's no mention of Werner's notebook in the guidebook at all. Yeah, and this graphic is just missing. I don't know what's happening there. It is in this like beta version that they had for the guidebook. The graphic is there at the bottom of the archaeological dig site. It is not in my version of the game. So I actually don't know when I was a child how I found it, or if I did work with the guidebook, because the symbols, like the order is correct. But yeah, that is also really weird. It shows here that it was there and then it was removed and put into the notebook, even though there is a voice line in the game files where Lara says, I should read Werner's notebook, or I should check it out. I think she mentioned it at several points in time, which were also cut out of the game. So like, that's really weird. Just something I would mention on the side. But either way, yeah, talking about the whole Louvre Gallery thing again and the scanner. This is the important thing. This is what caused me to make this video, because Reborn in Shadows actually got the scanner to activate. They changed something in the game files and you can actually use it. And there's a part here in this guidebook where it says when Lara gets the gas mask, in the same room, there is this scanner and you're supposed to use, like it actually shows it here, Lara standing there, you're supposed to use the painting there. And yeah, it also says that when Lara examines the painting with the scanner, she's like going to find something, or there might be something hidden inside, which would be a piece of the Sanglyph, and Lara would learn about that at that point in time, but that was cut out. It is still in the game files, but it doesn't really work, so I'm going to link it down below. There's 2 versions. There's one version in the PC version of the game and the other one in the PlayStation 2 version, and they uploaded both, thankfully. Yeah, I mean that's basically all that is mentioned here. But when I was playing with the guidebook as a child, I was like, I can't use this. Like, where can I use this? I was Googling, I didn't find anything. Now I finally know. Like, it's a mystery that's been keeping me up for 20 years, and now I know it is in the game files. It just wasn't working or cut out for whatever reason. I don't know if there's voice lines related to that, because there's so many videos as of now compiling all those cut voice lines. There might be something somewhere on YouTube, but I, for one, have never found anything in that regard. Then let me think, is there anything else here? I mean, the last few levels are cut really short. In this guidebook, like, it skips over so many things. Also, really shortening everything you have to do. At least it gives you the codes for the doors, and I think they are correct. But oh, I think there was something at the end. Let me think. Yeah, there was something weird at the end. In the Vault of Trophies, Lara has to climb up this like painting side, and actually the guidebook, yeah, it's this thing here, this room, and you have to remove the scroll. But actually in the guidebook, which is like probably a bug from the beta version, it actually says that you have to climb the painting instead of the wall behind it, which I also found really weird. Yeah, I think that is basically everything that has been changed, which I could find in here. There's like some screenshots show Lara wearing her glasses at the stone, some show weapons she actually isn't supposed to have at that point in time. Yeah. It is all kept very short. I mean, they didn't really have a lot of things to work on. Probably they actually had a like in progress beta version, but still it's not a good guidebook. But there is a developer interview at the end, and it actually says, it confirms that Angel of Darkness was planned as a trilogy, and they actually said that it's supposed to have 3 games in total, because there's other episodes which add to what the Angel of Darkness starts story-wise, and they actually said it wouldn't even take that long to develop, because they had the whole engine and animations and all of that ready, so they basically just needed the story and model new locations. And they also said something about Curtis, that they might be doing like an actual game with just him and all of that. But that is actually it. Yeah, I mean, not a lot of stuff, but like the most important thing is the whole scanner thing, which is in here. And when I saw this video from Reborn in Shadows, I was just like, this has consumed my childhood. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on with that. Like, why it was in the guidebook, why it didn't work in the game. And I mean, obviously at some point I knew about what happened to Angel of Darkness, all the cut things and content which didn't make it into the game. But now I actually have confirmation that it did work at some point, and that the guidebook is not just crazy and showing things which are not meant to be. And I'm just thinking, I don't know if there's like differences in the guidebooks, actually, because there's differences in the versions of Angel of Darkness that we got. There's like, I think the German version has all the blood patched out and all of that. The Japanese version has like added elements, fences, and all of that stuff at some point. Maybe there's different versions of the guidebooks too, and like different countries got different beta versions of the game and made their own guidebooks. So if anybody has an Angel of Darkness guidebook, just please check it out, like skim through it, see if you can find any other cut stuff or like beta stuff in the pictures or even like in the guide itself, because that would be really interesting to know if we can still uncover something in those 20-year-old guidebooks. And also, which I find really interesting, this guidebook was just like $10 basically. It's like 12 euros. And nowadays those guidebooks are super expensive. just something I wanted to add at the end. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and please check out Reborn in Shadows. They post so many things, also like a cutscene they uncovered from the Le Serpent Rouge where Lara is climbing and losing a weapon. It's really interesting, and maybe it'll inspire more people to dig through the Angel of Darkness files, guidebooks, archives they have at home, and find even more things. Okay, bye.